Let's go back a little bit. You mentioned self-publishing. Do you work with hybrid authors? And can somebody who has would you be interested in talking with someone who had previously self-published? And if so, what would be the extra criteria that would go into evaluating such an author?
Sure. I definitely authors more on the romance side, because that is more of a common thing with romance authors. But I actually did sign one of my picture books, which is about the Chinese Mooncake Festival, was self-published before in Hong Kong. And then I signed the author and we sold the book to Charles Bridge. So that was a case where it hadn't really been exposed to a US market. So we still kind of had like a lot of people to sort of buy the book and whatnot. But I think that if you are going to self-publish, it shouldn't be as a like, no agents are listening to me, I'm not getting responses, and I want to get my book out there, so I'm just going to self-publish. That's like the worst reason that you could possibly do it. If you are going to self-publish your project, it should be because you're an expert with marketing and manipulating Amazon prices and Kindle daily deals and book clubs and all that stuff, and like what to do. So you don't need to give someone however much of a percentage to do it for you. You need to be able to invest a lot of time and effort into doing something like that and promoting it. And if you then come to an agent and say, I've done these self-published books and now I'm looking for a traditional publisher, the first thing I'm going to do is look at your sales. And that's the same also for an editor, where you're talking about whether or not book 2 is getting taken on, or if a completely new book is going to be taken on by a completely new publisher. They are also going to look at your sales. So if you're doing it just kind of like as a stress relief, which is not the right word, just, then you have to be sort of ready to deal with the consequences of, if you're not doing everything you can as a self-published author to promote that book, to get that book out there, then it might come back and kind of like bite you in the butt. Also, a lot of the times, I think this is probably going into something different, but when people ask, do I need an agent? Do I need traditional publishing? There's Amazon, there's all this other stuff out there. What I usually say to people is, do you understand contract negotiation? Do you know what industry standard, royalty percentages are? Do you know what kind of language you should be having in your option clause, your reversion clause? Do you know how to license subrights? Audio, foreign, film, what have you? Do you know how to market your book, how to promote your book? Do you have contacts for all those things that you can do? What pricing should your book be for selling? Like, do you have not only that knowledge, but also all that time? If that's the case, then yes, you should definitely self-publish, and congratulations to you. You'll get to have 70% of your book's revenue. But if not, then, having an agent and having a traditional publisher is like a huge thing. And also not just for all of those sort of technical things they can do for you, but having someone who is your advocate and who's in your corner, but also has like a very intimate understanding of how the process works, is something that is very beneficial. And also, even though traditional publishers aren't necessarily putting forth a lot of marketing dollars for all of their debut authors, being with a traditional publisher does carry some automatic weight with it, even if you're not necessarily getting, the national book tour and like the one-page ad in the Times. So I think a lot of it comes down to deciding how much you're willing to take on for yourself and how much you're able to take on for yourself, but also like what's important to you.